The world holds its breath at the edge of a frozen sea. The air is a physical presence, a dry, biting cold that steals the warmth from your lungs with every gasp. Before you, an endless expanse of white stretches to the horizon, a monochrome world of ice and shifting, pearlescent light. This is the Arctic Ocean in deep winter, a place often imagined as a silent, barren wasteland. But beneath your feet, under this formidable carapace of ice, lies a secret, pulsating city of life. This is a story not of emptiness, but of profound connection, a chronicle of the great polar bear, not as a lonely wanderer, but as an apex citizen of a hidden, thriving metropolis. Our journey begins with the ice itself. It is not a static plane. It is a dynamic landscape, a living entity. It groans, it cracks, it sings with the pressures of the ocean below and the wind above. Leads, sinuous fractures of open water, stitched through the white like dark veins, exhaling plumes of frost smoke into the air. Pressure ridges, where colliding flows buckle upward, form miniature mountain ranges of blue-glassed ice. This complex topography is the foundation of everything. The ice is the land. It is the highway. It is the nursery. And it is the dining table. To understand this, we must dive beneath. Pierce the icy skin, and a world of shocking abundance emerges. The perpetual darkness of the polar winter is not a void. It is illuminated by the ghostly, greenish flicker of bioluminescence, a living constellation in the deep. The cold water is rich with nutrients, and as the weak sun returns in spring, it triggers an explosion of phytoplankton. These microscopic algae bloom across the underside of the ice, clinging to its crystal matrix, a grassy prairie inverted on a frozen ceiling. This is the foundation of the Arctic food web, a pasture that feeds the tiny crustaceans known as zooplankton, most famously, the fat-rich copod Calanus hyperboreus. They, in turn, sustain a universe. Schools of Arctic cod, silvery and resilient, weave through the ice pillars, grazing on the plankton. These cod are the linchpin. They are pursued by ringed seals, the true architects of this icy realm. The seals are the bear's raison d'etre. They are sleek, powerful swimmers, able to hold their breath for long minutes as they hunt cod in the labyrinthine world beneath the floes. But they are air breathers, and this is their vulnerability. They maintain breathing holes, painstakingly kept open with the sharp claws of their foreflippers through months of freezing. In late winter, pregnant seals carve out layers in the thick snowdrifts atop the ice, creating hidden, domed chambers where they will give birth to their pristine white-coated pups. These layers are invisible from above, detectable only to the most refined senses. And so, we return to the surface, to the great white bear. Ursus maritimus, the sea bear. It is a creature perfectly sculpted by this environment. Its fur, appearing white, is actually made of translucent, hollow hairs that channel the weak Arctic sunlight to its black skin. Its massive paws, wide as dinner plates, act as snowshoes, their rough pads provide grip on ice. It is a powerful swimmer, using its front legs like paddles, able to cover dozens of miles in open water. But its existence is a calculated game of energy. It walks a metabolic tightrope. The bear's world is defined by the hunt for seal fat, the most calorically dense food source available. We follow a large female. She is a veteran of the ice, her hide scarred from battles and motherhood. She moves with a seemingly ambling gait that devours miles. Her head swings low, her nose, a sophisticated chemical laboratory, sampling the air. She is listening, too. Her ears, small to reduce heat loss, are attuned to the subtlest sounds from below, the muffled splash of a seal entering a hole, the scratch of claws on ice, the almost imperceptible mewl of a hidden pup. Her strategy is one of profound patience and intelligence. She practices still hunting, stationing herself motionless for hours by a seal's breathing hole, a statue of lethal anticipation. She also uses her immense power to break into pupping lairs, relying on her astonishing sense of smell to locate them under feet of snow. When she succeeds, it is a swift, brutal event. But it is not mindless killing. It is the essential transaction of this ecosystem. A single ringed seal can provide the bear with days of energy, fat to be metabolized into warmth, movement, and, crucially, milk. For this bear is a mother. In a snow den she dug months ago on a sheltered slope of the coastal plain, 2 tiny cubs, no bigger than guinea pigs, were born in the deepest dark of winter. Blind and helpless, they survived solely on her rich milk, converted from the fat of seals she caught the previous spring. Now, she has led them out onto the ice for their first journey. The cubs, clad in fluffy white coats, tumble and slide. They are curious, clumsy, and profoundly vulnerable. Their mother's education is relentless. She teaches them to navigate the treacherous ice, to avoid thin spots and aggressive males. She shows them how to hunt, how to wait, how to read the signs of the frozen sea. Their survival depends on absorbing every lesson. They will stay with her for over 2 years, learning the map of the ice, a map written in the language of wind, scent, and memory. But this icy metropolis is not a monarchy ruled solely by the bear. It is a shared domain. Arctic foxes, spectral and swift, ghost along the pressure ridges, scavenging the bear's leftovers. Ivory gulls, pure white as the ice, circle overhead, waiting for a morsel. In the shifting leads, the true giants appear. The bowhead whale, its massive, keratinous skull capable of shattering ice a foot thick, surfaces with a thunderous exhalation, its blow a geyser of mist. Pods of beluga whales, the canaries of the sea, chatter and sing as they travel, their smooth white backs breaking the dark water. Walruses, colossal and mustachioed, haul out on ice floes in grunting, snorting piles, their long ivory tusks a testament to age and status. This is a system of ancient, interlocking rhythms, timed to the heartbeat of the ice. The freeze-up in autumn, the relentless expansion in winter, the slow, sodden thaw of summer, these cycles dictate the movements of every creature. The bears follow the ice. The seals need the ice to birth their young. The algae need the ice to bloom. It is a perfect, brittle harmony. And it is changing. The rhythm is breaking. The ice, the very stage upon which this epic is performed, is shrinking, thinning, and fragmenting. Our female bear feels it. The spring thaw comes earlier, fierce and rapid. The sturdy, multi-year ice, thick, resilient, and etched with the history of storms, is being replaced by young, seasonal ice. It is thinner, more treacherous. It breaks up unpredictably, stranding bears on distant floes that drift into unproductive waters or simply melt beneath them. The seals are harder to find. Their pupping lairs collapse in premature rains. The bear's hunting platform disintegrates. We see her, a magnificent force of nature, standing on an ever-shrinking floe, surrounded by a widening moat of dark, open ocean. The distance to the next solid ice is a swim that drains precious calories, a swim that is becoming longer and more dangerous each year. Cubs drown on these marathon journeys. Mothers starve, unable to build the fat reserves needed to sustain their unborn young through the denning period. The connections are fraying. The ivory gulls find fewer scraps. The fox's winter larder is emptier. The walruses, deprived of their distant ice platforms over feeding grounds, are forced to haul out by the tens of thousands on cramped beaches, leading to catastrophic stampedes. The entire architecture of the Arctic ecosystem, built over millennia, is undergoing a violent renovation it did not ask for. Yet, in the face of this, the resilience of life is staggering. The polar bear is an evolutionary masterpiece, and its story is not yet written. Scientists track their movements, discovering that some bears are adapting, spending more time on land, hunting lesser prey like birds and eggs, even scavenging whale carcasses. But these are stopgap measures, insufficient to replace the lost seal fat. The bear's physiology is a specialized tool for a specific world. It cannot become a grizzly overnight. The true story of the Arctic ice is a story of thresholds. It is a complex system that can absorb stress until, suddenly, it can't. A point is reached where the ice algae community collapses, where the cod move north, where the seal population crashes, and the bears follow. We are flirting with that threshold. To stand on the ice now is to witness a profound duality, the breathtaking, immediate beauty of a polar bear and her cubs under the shimmering aurora, and the haunting, longer shadow of their uncertain future. They are ambassadors from a world that feels both timeless and terrifyingly fragile. They are flesh, blood, and instinct, trying to navigate a transformation moving at a pace far beyond evolution. This is not just their story. The ice of the Arctic is the planet's air conditioner, its white surface reflecting solar energy back into space. Its fate is entwined with weather patterns, sea levels, and ocean currents that reach every continent. The bear's struggle on the melting ice is a mirror, reflecting a global change. It is a stark, beautiful, and urgent reminder that in the intricate web of life on Earth, a rupture in one of the most remote places resonates everywhere. The great white bear walks the crumbling edge of its world, and in its silent, determined journey, we see a reflection of our own choices, and our own profound responsibility to the fragile, connected planet we all call home.